Hey, it's Will. In this video, I want to talk about a story that happened a few years ago. So here's how it goes. I was in this self-development group for Asian American men on Facebook. And I discovered this and I was really starting to get into self-development. And I started realizing that this group was more focused on dating. It was called the Self-Development Asian American Group, but it was severely focused on dating and it really had nothing to do with self-development. Anyhow, I'm in this group and one day I start really looking at some of these videos and posts that they were putting up. And for the most part, it was, normal stuff. But over a few weeks, I discovered that some of these posts were just really not in alignment with the type of thing that I would want to associate with. For example, one person started bragging about how he had just stolen another person's girlfriend and was cheating on him, and everyone else in the group was applauding this, and they're saying how he's such an awesome person and how he's really good at the game. And it just created such a visceral reaction out of me. I was just like so angered and frustrated because I would never want that to happen to me. And I realized that this isn't something that I wanted to be a part of. So I went to some of the administrators of the group. I brought this up and they were pretty much like, you know what? We aren't in control of what they post and we have to let it fly. And I was like, this is ridiculous. You guys are the administrators. If you let this fly by not taking action, you're pretty much saying that you agree with this. Inaction is in effect just the same thing as taking action. By not doing anything, you're saying that this is okay. But these administrators were just like, it's fine, I'm not going to do anything. And so they let it fly. And I ended up leaving that group. So I was really frustrated and angry at this because it just didn't align with me in many ways. And that's the lesson that I learned, which was that if you don't set values ahead of time, values will be set for you. This is for you as a person and for any type of organization or business. Because if you don't tell your employees or your coworkers that, hey, these are the things that matter to us as a company, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to hire a bunch of people that will set their own values and it will slowly seep into the organization. Maybe those will be people who are liars, who will steal money from you, who will cheat you behind your back. And because I'm in the business space, in all the stuff I teach, and I review a lot of business books, I've seen countless examples of this. For example, in the book Delivering Happiness, it's the author is the CEO of Zappos, which was bought by Amazon for over $1 billion. He made the same mistake. His first company he started, he built that up until about $50 million, and the whole thing was a train wreck. He was ashamed of his company when he finally sold it because he didn't think of this early on. And so he had all these horrible employees there because he would just hire anyone that came by because they're growing so quickly. And there's countless examples. I mean, almost every week I'll hear another story because I listen to a lot of entrepreneur-themed podcasts. I'll hear another story about how this guy didn't really assess his business partner right, and this guy got cheated on and they stole all his money. Or this other person was, doing all this stuff and they got cheated on in their personal life. So it's really important to set your own values ahead of time, and sometimes it's tough because if you're young, you don't know what's important. But I think you already kind of know certain things that you want, and one great way of exposing yourself to new values and understanding what's right and wrong is to really study successful people. And I got a lot of my values from Warren Buffett, and he's taught me a lot about life and not just business. So it's really cool when you see this, because he doesn't just say, oh, you should be trustworthy or you should be ethical. He usually backs that up with all these like business failures where he did the opposite and he got screwed over, or he saw other people do the opposite and get screwed over. So I highly recommend, you know, watching interviews of Warren Buffett or biographies by him, or whoever you think you admire. And it may take some shuffling around. You might pick this mentor or role model and he turns out to be really crappy, but that's kind of just how things work. So that's my big lesson, and I really want to end this video by not, you know, pushing off a lesson on you. In fact, I have a question for you. I want to ask you, what do you think is a good value in life or in business, and why? Again, this is completely open-ended, so leave a comment below, and this isn't something where you have to choose the same values that I do. This is more of a theoretical, constructive question where, you know, our community can debate about this, and we can really just express our own opinions on this. Having said that, for me, I really do think that certain things like ethics and not doing to other people what you don't want done to you is really important. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that. And guess what happens? They always jump on the bandwagon and they try and cheat, get other people to cheat on their boyfriends. And what ends up happening is they get a horrible reputation. They're always super paranoid about anything because they realize that anyone that they have gotten with has the same potential to cheat on them because they have just proven that they're cheaters. So they're super paranoid all the time as well. And on top of that, they just become a slimy person who is constantly making other people's lives miserable. Like, I wouldn't want to be that guy who realizes that they're being cheated on constantly. And that would just hurt a lot to me. So I would like to spread that positivity and not do that, so that it won't happen to me and it makes the world a better place. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that, and they do all sorts of other ridiculous stuff. A lot of these like pickup artists, they'll also do anything they can to manipulate or trick even their closest friends to get the girl. In fact, I've seen some of these videos. They will even swap it out or trick their friends or students, and, you know, take advantage of them, so that if they like the girl better than more, then they will steal them from their students. So I just think it's unethical, and you don't have to do that. So this is one of those like touchy personal videos that I wasn't sure if I was going to share, but perhaps you learned a lesson from it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe.